So I'd like to introduce Marie, my director, who told me no way back then, but has been such an inspiration and such an amazing leader for the Friday team and also for the card team and everyone that she is peers with. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Sherry. Isn't this an incredible business? We are so blessed. I think most of you know me. I was, as my son said, everybody knows my story. I was at the show that I almost didn't go to because at the time I had 3 children under 4 and I smell so tall around. What? I had 3 children under 4 and the 3rd car seat did not fit in the car we were driving. So we bought the used station wagon with the wood grain on the side, which was the coolest car ever to be a kid in because you can be way back and wave at all the people behind you and stuff. But that $400 car payment broke the bank. I have my master's degree in social work. I had interviewed to go back to work, and they were going to offer me $14 an hour, which was actually great pay when minimum wage was $3.95. But I figured out daycare times 3, and I truly would have been working to pay the sitter. Plus, I knew too much being a social worker, and I had decided if anybody was going to mess up my kids, it was going to be me. And
you did a great job.
And I did a great job. They're actually really great kids. So I was invited to this show. I had already decided my answer was no because I couldn't afford to buy anything. And my girlfriend Kathy called me up and said, Marie, we are going to have this like apple nut ring and we're having this. I still remember the menu from that night. It was mushroom pizza, apple nut ring, and those spinach tarts. And maybe a veggie pizza, no veggie pizza, the tarts. So when you have 3 kids under 4 and you're invited for a night out, you go, you stay as long as possible to be sure the kids are asleep when you go home. Now, I was also the bad guest, but not as bad as Chris Mannion. John has a picture of my car, and I drove that thing for 12 years. In fact, Jane Miller said, Marie, are you still driving this car? I would pull up after I was an exec, and I said, are you kidding? This car is gold. There's no car payment. We, own this car. So I was as far away from her as I could get. I was like Sherry Carr over there, except I was drinking wine, and I was trying not to pay any attention because I knew I couldn't afford anything. But Nancy Joe sent the batter bowl around with carrots in it and the vegetable peeler. So, I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. I get very excited in the kitchen. I always had a piece of my knuckle off from peeling potatoes, And when it got to me and I tried it, it was like butter. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This looks like the one I have in my kitchen, but it's certainly not one. And somewhere along the way, she said the average consultant was making $15 an hour. My ears perked up, because that was $1 more than they offered me with my master's degree. And I thought to myself, this is vegetable peelers, not crazy people. And I thought to myself, if I joined, I would get all this stuff for free. And if it didn't work out, I'd have a kitchen full of things I wanted anyway. And I remember going up to Nancy Joe and saying, I'm not going to buy anything. And she kind of like smiled, oh, that's okay. And I said, no, but I think maybe I might want to do this. What do I need to do? Well, this was pre-video days. She says, well, you get 4 bookings, get 4 shows, and I'll call you on Monday. So over the weekend, we happened to be at a couple neighborhood events, and I said to people, I'm thinking about doing this Pampered Chef thing. Person number 1 said, well, let me know, because if you do, I'll have a show for you. Then number 2, and then number 3. And when number 4 said that to me, the hairs on my arms went up, and I got like that feeling. And so on Monday we talked. I signed up. I didn't know any better. I hadn't even seen a show. I did go to Chris Manion's show. And at the time, you went to 3 of Nancy Joe's shows. That's how you got trained. And then you went out for pie afterwards if you were lucky.
Well, some people went out for 3 shows.
So, I don't know if anybody can relate, but we didn't have all these gadgety things. Nobody knew who Pampered Chef was. I pleaded with the company, and my claim to fame is Marie Friday Live. It was the first training video of the company, and I felt this moral obligation to show you every single product. And it was the show that went on and on and on. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart for any of you who thought that was actually the way you were supposed to do a show. But I want to tell you that it has been a journey. And I've said it before, I've never been in a race. It's hard to not compare yourself to other people. But you never know what their personal set of circumstances are. The person who does 20 shows in a month, you don't know if she's paying her mortgage and has nobody else to help her do that. You don't know what drives or motivates other people, but I do know that the reason I started Pampered Chef was because I wanted to be the kind of mom to my 3 little ones. And just like Sherry said, my reasons for paying that $400 car payment morphed into things for the kids, morphed into college, and I would say that probably my proudest thing was that all 3 of my children left college with no student loans either. And so far, we've helped with 2 weddings. The youngest does have a girlfriend, so who knows? But I will say that I really want to encourage you to know that you're not in a race with anyone else. I want everybody to just enjoy the journey. Some people walk. They finally get there. Some people jog. Some people run. You've got to go at your own pace. Just like Mary said, stay on the road. Enjoy the scenery. And all we have is moments in time. And I've been blessed through the years with great friends, some who I've lost. And those of you who know my story know my mom, even though she's still here. She's not really here. You know, she has Alzheimer's. And but she still loves to sing and dance, say very inappropriate things, but my friends are really nice about it.
Why? What does she say?
Ask John later. Anyway, life is good. None of us are getting out of here alive, and I really am just grateful. I'm grateful for Nancy Joe. I'm grateful for all of you, and anyway, all I can say is we're the luckiest people in the world, you know? We have a product that everybody needs. It makes such a big difference to them. And where else can you go to the Jersey Shore with friends and see things you've never seen before? Experience things. Be in Australia. Go to Hawaii. Go to Disney World. And have...
Can't go to the shores no more.
Okay. And this is a mothering moment that I had because I think... Like Mary said, the best kids are from direct sales. And I can remember my daughter was in high school, and she left her purse in the living room. And like any warm-blooded parent, I had to know what was in her purse. And at the bottom of her purse was a folded-up note. And I thought, ooh, jackpot. And I opened it up, and it was her 6-month goals, her 1-year goal, her 5-year goals. And her short-term goals was to get really good grades so that she could be accepted to all the colleges she applied to. Her other goal was to graduate with the degree she wanted. She wanted to get a job in the industry she wanted, and she wanted to keep her friends. And I thought to myself, she learned it by osmosis or whatever. Example. And I know, sneaking in your daughter's purse should not be the most proudest moment of your life. Truly, it was one that I felt like they learned by example. And I just really encourage you that you're creating a lifestyle that's incredible, and I hope that you do the things that you want to do in the time that you're supposed to do it, and that you really appreciate the people that are around you, whether they're your friends, your hosts, your guests, your teammates, your directors, your friends. So thank you.